Cool. Good day. Today we're gonna be discussing chapter 9, putting it together with operators. So yeah, I think the emphasis on this chapter is gonna be on operators, how they work, and all of that, and just also like about building the calculator and how the operators work within a calculator as well that you build with JavaScript. So I think if we can just touch on what operators are, but first we'll just go through like basically what all the different operators are, like arithmetic operators, comparison operators, yeah, those different, string operator, which combines the two strings and all of that, and then discuss the code with the calculator as well. So I think I should start by showing the calculator, and then we'll jump into the code and everything, just so we can go through these operators and stuff. So like, yeah, I have arithmetic operators, right? So your addition, which adds two numbers, subtraction over here, which subtracts the second number from the first number. You have multiplication, right? You multiplies both numbers. Division, you just usually uses this forward slash to divide two numbers, and this one is to find the remainder of your division calculation. Then there's a string operator as well. This basically is concatenation, so it combines two strings and it makes them one. This one here. So on your calculator, if you put a string here and a string over here, what happens is this operator combines these two strings. When you click operate, it combines them and it makes one string. So that's how a string operator works. It's specifically for strings. Then there's comparison operators as well. So you have your equal to, so it checks if two values are equal. This one is a more strict version of equal to. So it like it also checks if two values are equal. Then there's not equal to operator, which checks if two values are not equal. Then this is a more stricter version of the not equal to operator. Also checks if two values and also if their data types are equal. So when it's both of them here, it shows if it checks if their data types are equal and if the numbers are equal as well. Then there's the greater than operator, greater than or equal to operator. There's less than operator and the less than or equal to operator as well. So this one checks the less than or equal to operator, checks if the left value is less than or equal to the right value. So if I'm to put 10 here and 7 here, this checks if this one, number 10, is basically less than or equal to number 7. If you click operate, it will obviously return false because this is definitely not less than or not even equal to 7. So that's basically the different operators. Works the same here but opposite with these ones because this is greater than and greater than or equal to as well. Yeah. So that's basically the different operators that you use. I think essentially it's important for the calculator in itself, because that's what you need in order for your calculator to work, for the operators and all of that. So yeah, you can just jump into the main key points for this code in order to make the calculator in itself. Is there anything you want to add about the operator specifically that I was talking about in the calculator?
No, you got it.
Okay, cool. So I think you can start here at the top. So basically here, document.getElementById, submit. Yeah, this basically is like when the user clicks operate, right? So when the user basically clicks operate, so over here, what this ensures is that the calculate it function, right, here is executed, so that like it can actually, that whole calculation can actually run properly. That's what it's for. So then it will get the element by ID, so it will get the ID submit, right, in your HTML. I can't really seem to find it here, but it will get that ID, and then yeah, it's able to move on to this function as well. Then over here, essentially this is to retrieve the values from the first ID operand, right? So operand 1 is to get the ID, is to get the value from operand 1, right, that the user inputs. And how that's done is obviously with the get element by ID, and then also this here, the value, which is a property. What this does is allows the user to enter a specific value, right? So if you look here in your calculator, it basically allows you to enter whatever value you want to enter, you know, and that's what this value property does essentially. So yeah, it retrieves the values from the first ID operand, and also with the second operand as well, so that the calculation can be made on the calculator. Then when you I think let's move on to this line of code over here. So sorry, just give me a sec. Yeah, so this basically is to, it actually finds the operator that you input, right? So obviously it enters the ID operator, and it finds the specific operator that you choose, so that it can calculate. Then there's switch statements as well, but yeah, we didn't really go through this. But I think as you can see here, there's the different operators here that are essentially like you can choose which operator you want to use in your calculator over here. So it stores it there. And yeah, whenever you choose the specific values, right, and you choose the operator to calculate, basically what happens is there's a final result that's shown on the calculator itself, right? So how that's done is, firstly it combines the operand 1, right, and the the operator itself, and then with the operand 2 into a single string, right? And then the calculation takes place, right? And it shows the full operation on the calculator because of this line of code. So operand 1, and then it concatenates this, which is the operator, and then operand 2. So on the calculator, you have the first operand over here, and whatever value you input here, like 77, and you have to choose the operator, right? And then the second operand as well. What happens when you click operate, it's basically displayed over here, right? So 77 times 7. Reason being is for this line of code. So the get element by ID basically accesses this ID final operation, right? And once it gets into final operation, which is here, and accesses this ID, with the inner HTML, what happens is you can basically make a change here, and whatever is put here, which is operand 1, my operator, and operand 2, based off this, is basically shown over here as a final result of how your operation looks, right? That's after you click operate. And then here in this final line of code, this is basically to display the result of your calculation. So in order to display the results of your calculation, you have your ID result that the get element by ID enters, and with this it displays the value that's returned, right? So in this case, 77 times 7, and when you click operate, the final value is returned, and it's shown here, 539. And yeah, that's basically how the calculator works. But you can use different values in order to calculate. Like you can put a string here, and say for instance you want to check if this string is equal to this string, right? And you click operate, it will return false because they're not equal. That's basically how this operator works. Checking if two values are equal. Or you can check the not equal operator to check if something is not equal. So here you can type 66, 56, and you click operate. Like we said, firstly the operation is shown here because of this line of code over here, right? And then the final result is shown because of this line of code, and then it returns true as the final result. So that's essentially how the calculator works that we built. It mainly uses different types of operators, like also the string operator. It combines two string values together to make one string, and yeah, so on. So I think that's basically everything for chapter 9 with this calculator. And yeah, I covered the operator, different operators, how they work, just going through the code for this calculator, just seeing how the different types of operators work, your arithmetic, string operator, and comparison operators as well. So yeah, that's basically everything for chapter 9. Courtney, is there anything you want to add?
No, you fully covered this chapter. You did good.
Cool. So yeah, thank you for watching. Alright.